Back on SportsCenter, Joel Embiid, big and big against the Nets on Wednesday night. Dominant through the first three quarters, 36 minutes of work, clock time, 37 points, 13 rebounds. Third time this season he's had at least 35 and 10 through three. Nobody else, one other guy in the whole league has done it, and he's got three of them. Last 60 minutes played have been historic. First 76ers player with 75 points while playing fewer than 60 minutes in a two-game span. We date that back to 51-52. So he's 39 and 13, and he could, forget the stats, how about the letters? Could be MVP.
Yeah, Tim Legler, they have the best record in the Eastern Conference, just in front of those Nets. What makes Embiid so unique, and is he the MVP in your mind?
Well, we've seen guys this big and powerful. We've seen guys this quick, but rarely have we seen a guy with those dimensions that's got this kind of touch and finesse when he shoots the basketball. And I think that's really what sets him apart from most people. And I think also he's transformed himself in his mentality this year. This is the first season he's really had in the NBA where he's committed every night to dominating you. And there is no real matchup for him or no real answer for him. He does it any way he wants to. This is what I'm talking about. The power to get the guy deep, but then the finesse to shoot that fadeaway over an elite post defender in DeAndre Jordan. And now, because he's such a great shooter, he can turn and face one of the best up fakes in the league, guard or big man, and able to blow by and get the dunk. And this is here just flat out, we call this bully ball. When he hits him with this shoulder at the end, I saw the air physically leave DeAndre Jordan's body, and he ends up with a layup. And then I love this. Turn down the three that would have been a contested shot. Take one more dribble, get to an 18-foot jumper. Now you want to run a double team at him? Well, if you're going to run a small guy, he's just going to shoot over you with a fadeaway jumper. Everything was in effect in this game. And the irony of it is, I thought at the start of the game, his energy level was low. I didn't think his body language was great, and he was clearly bothered by that knee. He was limping around a little bit, and you look up, and he's got 21 and 6 at halftime, despite the fact that I really didn't think he was into the game or physically able to do what he normally does, and he ends up, obviously, with another monster night. I think his mentality is to be an MVP, and I believe he's going to get enough games in to deserve it. And if they end up with the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, Joel Embiid is my MVP. I've been saying it since mid-January. I'm not going off of that. I don't care that he missed a few weeks with an injury.
All right, yeah, his game has vaulted. And an 85% free throw shooter, which is so key in the playoffs down late if he's going to get hacked by the other team. All right, Tim, a lot of players resting. I know the league, the story came out today, Baxter Holmes, they're concerned about this compressed schedule, people getting hurt, people sitting out of games, maybe even if they're not hurt. What's your take on the look, the compressed schedule, the injuries, the whole thing?
Well, look, the compressed schedule, the shorter off season, the injuries, I think the erring on the side of caution plays into this for the part of teams. There's no denying that it's not really the same product that we've seen this season that you'd hope for. And you saw a statistic today. When you look at the All-Stars from this season, 2021, at the end of this year, they're going to have missed a higher percentage of games, that collection of players, than that's the second most in the history of the league. So you know what it is. You're turning on to watch marquee matchups, and a lot of these guys aren't playing. So unfortunately, it's tough for the fans. It's tough for the networks. You know, we pitch these games, and it's not really what you want to see. But I think the injuries have been legitimate. This has been a lot less about load management than legitimate injuries. I just think the teams maybe are keeping guys out longer when they do have injuries. And so these things are dragging on. What I'm hoping for is a sensational postseason because we had some activity at the trading deadline that's made it more interesting. And the bottom line is these guys do want to win. So when you finally get to that point, when these things really matter, down the stretch of the regular season and certainly into these playoff series, I think you're going to see everybody out there for the most part. And hopefully the postseason can salvage what has been really an unfulfilling regular season because there are so many star players that have not played, particularly in the marquee matchups.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.